Good.
I mean, I'm all right. How you?
Did everybody make it? Did everybody make it for that weird hiatus?
We'll check in with the YouTubes over here, see what's going on.
God,
Yeah, we're
how
back
long have we been
live.
down for an hour?
No, we've been down. Maybe. Let's see. Let me find out. Let me go back to the thing. Um, Videos. Oh, it hasn't uploaded yet. So we've been down for less than 15 minutes. We've been
Uh,
down. I just a couple, I think. But I'll go tweet out this live link and shit like that.
Yo, okay, this is you're gonna love this headline.
3 to 5 minutes. I'm seeing in the chat. Thank you, Beamworthy.
You're gonna love this fucking headline. Scientists find putting pantyhose on your head makes your mask safer.
Yeah, I saw that.
What?
You know what also cures COVID? Lighting your head on fire.
Well, I was saying this like way back at the beginning. AK, you remember this, where I was like, they're gonna tell you that if you really want to prevent yourself from getting the coronavirus, what you need to do is take a plastic bag, put it all the way over your head, and seal it as tight as possible.
Yeah,
That
I
way you
remember
will
that
not
show.
get coronavirus.
I also remember John McAfee was alive. That
Yes.
he showed up at a fucking airport wearing like a thong on his face.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what, dude? In true McAfee form, it turns out that was a staged photo.
Really?
Janice talked about it a little while ago. She was like, so we had masks on going through, customs and shit like that. It was when we came right out that we were coming through and back out into the main area. That he was like, Janice, give me the panties. And did like made sure that there were people that were gonna take pictures and shit like that and post them on Twitter. I was gonna get harassed for it and shit like that. The guy was a genius. The guy was an absolute genius. The way that he created like more of the legend around him, dude. For real, one of the most I mean, you guys too. The interview that he did on ABB was fucking killer. The interview that he gave Slow News Day was fucking amazing. Dude. That guy was just wild as shit. Have you ever had someone that was just that far out and immediately captivating that you've interviewed for an extended period of time? Because that guy was a trip, boy.
Oh, we've had a few. We've had a few on this show. Remember the Flat Earth Society when we had them on this show?
No,
Oh,
I
you had
remember.
the Fed,
I wasn't here for that.
you had the Fed Earth Society on.
Yeah, they wanted to
Were they
like. It was
like an
funny because
actual
like
flat
halfway
earther?
through the show, they off the air. They wanted me to pause the show so they could go get 40s and go get some drugs. And like I said, okay, so I just blocked them. I was like, no, you're not coming back if you guys can't get. I told them before.
I remember the QAnon guy that we changed in the middle of the show. I remember that guy, and I remember he had some like flat Earth beliefs or something like that. 'Cause I remember talking about flat Earth on the show when we were
I
on
mean, I'll
we were
fuck
on
with you
Google.
guys on some flat Earth shit for hours, dude. I know some of those guys. I had to fucking one of
No
my
thanks.
friends is like
No thanks. No thanks.
one of my friends is like best friends with Dave Weiss, dude. It's fucking yeah. And then like not the flat Earth Society people, but the people that are like, well, here's the thing. You can't really
That's
bring
why
up the law.
it's flat, and the sun is a actual hologram that they've created.
Yeah, I don't know any of those idiots. I don't.
What
I
about
don't.
Pluto and Neptune and Jupiter? They flat too?
Yo. Okay, listen. All of those are just created in Adobe After Effects.
Oh, but you know that theory about holographic universe theory was shot down because it explains a singularity mathematically, but it's flawed in theory because that theory is thrown out the door because of there's huge flaws in the theory. So like that gets thrown out the door because we don't see flickering of universes and of things because the universe is not a hologram. It is well, it might actually be polydimensional. I mean, we can't exactly not prove that, but yeah, holographic universe theory is thrown out the door. Those people couldn't even crack open the physics books nor read any of the calculations to understand for the light of day. I honestly don't. Realistically, I don't think anybody from Flat Earth Society really has any kind of an intelligence in any scientific field. I'm hoping. I'm hoping. You know, you get a lot of smart people who do some really dumb stuff, though. You know, you could be book smart and be real dumb at life. You know. So,
or you could be book smart and be really dumb in life, and be really dumb and street smart. You know.
That's true. Now, what's up with this whole Spotify shit? Like musicians think they're real activists and shit by like jumping off a platform in a place that's not really run by I mean, other than like.
Oh, look. Okay, Joe Rogan had anti. I'm sorry, they're not really anti-vaccine, but I'm gonna say that for the sake of the argument here on the mainstream side.
Yeah.
He had anti-vaccine people on that were talking about how dangerous it is and this and that, and oh no, that pissed off everybody, and Joe Rogan needs to be canceled now just because he had somebody on for a conversation.
It's actually let's do this. We've been talking about this on Slow News Day a little bit, so I'm gonna try not to repeat, and do some different shit, or at least like go through the stuff we've done quickly. Back in September, Joe Rogan started talking about a hydroxychloroquine for the very first time in September of 2021.
That's a bad med, even for lupus. It has horrible side effects.
But was talking it because it was being, you know, there was like a significant push by the Biden administration to restrict its sale. Now I have a friend who's in the healthcare profession, they're in the healthcare field, number of years. She has a couple of different lung issues, and she got COVID. She lives in Snohomish County, Washington, which is where like the first U.S. case of COVID was. And she got it really early on. It was before anybody had over politicized anything, and because of the underlying conditions she had, her doctor prescribed her hydroxychloroquine. And she got better immediately. And that's purely anecdotal, but it's just one of those, like, it was something that you could talk about, that you were allowed to do prior to the over politicizing of it. Look, my point is, in September of last year, Joe Rogan started questioning the narrative. That opened the floodgates for a lot of other people on the media that had just been riding the fence and not saying anything or kind of going along with the narrative and just, you know, telling everybody like basically what Tony Fauci was telling them, even though it was coming out daily that Tony Fauci was lying through his teeth, that there was a ton of data that contradicted every single part of the official narrative, and that these fucks knew it the whole time.
Fauci doesn't disclose that he has investments in the big pharma industry, okay? That's one thing.
I'm just
I can't
wait.
see.
I gotta also note that this medication has a variety of side effects that can kill you, and I don't know. Without a doctor's supervision, I just would fear that as I know the time
What
time.
are you even talking about right now?
What are you talking about? Hydroxychloroquine has tons of horrible side effects. Liver
Okay,
toxicity.
yeah.
Yeah, liver
That's,
to yeah.
who's saying take it? Because my
Uh,
story was about the one person that I know who was prescribed it by her doctor because of her underlying conditions. That's the extent
I
at which
gotcha.
we've discussed it on the show in terms of anyone taking it. My whole point with Rogan was in September he started questioning the official narrative because there was this overwhelming push to ban the substance, essentially.
Oh, you
That's
can't.
why
Yeah,
he
you can't
started talking
ban.
about it.
Yeah, you can't ban that because
That
there are
was the
people that need
catalyst.
it.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's an entirely unrelated point, Tyler. Stay with me, brother. Stay with me.
yeah.
Okay? So in September of last year, floodgates open for people to start to question this. As the emergency use authorization is running out, as it's becoming clear that the FIFA variant is becoming dominant in Europe and taking out fucking footballers left and right. All of this stuff is happening. Joe Rogan is just doing his fucking show. Not, I mean, and there were hit and miss episodes throughout. I've listened to a couple, but when he had McCullough specifically, much more so that McCullough's way more dangerous to the narrative than Malone. Malone is part of it. But when he had those two guys on and they talked, people went, hey, wait a minute. Really? And it turns out that the overwhelming majority of what was said on both interviews is frighteningly accurate. The biggest inconsistencies coming from old Scoop Malone's part, but those being intentional. There's a counter narrative to all of this as well. And that's as long as you vote for Republicans, everything's going to be okay. And that's what you're going to hear for the next 10 months. You want your freedom back, gotta vote GOP. Vote for the guy who passed the fucking BDS laws and fucking was the JAG officer at Gitmo. And yeah, that guy, the guy with the private police force, that guy, the guy who criminalized protest. But he'll make everything freer. And that's what we're going to be here. So,
Wait. Man, who is this guy?
One more quick thing. Joe Rogan gets 11 million views on average per episode. The next person in like quote unquote news media that gets anything comparable is Tucker Carlson at like 3.8 million views. The MSNBC, CNN, those guys are tanking. They're getting less than 1 million views.
Wait. But you're on that subject. I mean, CNN.
Yeah, that place is a shit show. That shit's a shit show after fucking last week.
That's a sinking
How
shit.
fucking weird is it that the only person that can keep their hands to themselves is the guy who got caught jerking off on camera?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that guy. Yeah, that was weird.
CNN who can keep his damn hands to himself.
Yo, yeah, that is a funny joke, dude. That
Why
is
was he
great.
jerking? Why the fuck are you jerking off on a Zoom call?
Because he's Jeffrey Toobin and recognized. I don't know.
Well,
I don't
Jeff,
know, dude. Why the fuck would you do? You know you're gonna get caught, so that's why you do it. I would imagine, so you can be like, "Oopsie, is that my cock on camera?" And let it just right in case something like this accidentally happened. You know.
He's like,
If some shit gives you her number, then you're ready to go, man.
Bro, who's just sitting there rubbing one out before a meeting like, boy, I really got to clear my head for this? No, I don't have time to go to the bathroom. I'm supposed to introduce our fucking, regional leader of sales or whatever. I got to do this now. And then, like, what? Like, you get a text message or something, it knocks you off your game. Yeah, then all of a sudden the camera's on and you're there working on a tubing.
It's been getting from the old lady last night, so he had to beat the meat for himself. He had to Get some DSB and it has to be relieved. Sometimes a man's got to do what a man's got
What the
to
fuck
do.
is DSB? Hold up.
What's that? Should I know?
Deadly sperm buildup.
Woke up with them heavy balls.
That's a real condition, right, Tyler?
Yeah,
It
I
really
guess.
is.
It actually really isn't, because a lot of it actually gets released actually through a sleep cycle, what you would call an erotic dream, believe it or not. So the body has its way of getting rid of it.
Erotic dreams, Tyler.
Oh, that body has a way of getting rid of the excess fluids. It always does. It really does.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yes.
You're
What-
just not
what
supposed to do it yourself in a Zoom call. So.
Yeah, no, there's a time and a place for that. It's
All right, so
not
what if you're doing that Kami
absolutely.
Sutra shit where, you're not supposed to nut at all? Ever.
Oh, maybe Tubin's on that tantric shit, and he was just trying to, like, keep the rhythm going. Maybe we're harshly judging him. Maybe he's a spiritual motherfucker. I feel bad now.
He was on the wrong Zoom call. He thought it was the other Zoom call.
He was. Jeffrey Tubin's got an OnlyFans we don't know about.
Tubin be Tubin. It's in his name, man. He can't help it.
Right.
But honestly, I mean, CNN's just a sinking ship, man. They had a pedophile? wait, no, did they have 2 pedophiles?
2 pedophiles.
Yeah, I thought so, right? 2 pedophiles. A guy who just recently, Jeff Zucker, who is sexually harassing women. Dude, CNN is a sinking
No,
ship.
he wasn't just sexually harassing a woman. Okay, this is where it gets wild, dude. So, Zucker was having an affair with one of Governor Cuomo's people. During all of COVID, while Cuomo's brother, CNN anchor Chris, was running cover for Cuomo, for his brother, during homosexual harassment.
Now that right there is a fucked situation.
Here's the other thing. I saw this on Twitter. Like, all of the fucking... everybody at CNN knew about it. Everybody in Cuomo's camp knew about it. All of New York politics knew about it, according to a fuck ton of people who were like, yeah, I don't know what Zucker is hiding, that stepping down immediately over this is covering up, is what everybody's saying. And they're like, but I guess I know what I'm doing over the weekend, So this is going to keep going. This is going to get weirder. You heard it here first, folks. We'll go ahead and break it right now. But yeah, no, it's going to get way weirder. And the Project Veritas people are like carving over themselves and they're like, oh, we're going all in now. So,
Probably.
You see that clip where Governor Cuomo had those nipple rings?
oh, fuck yeah. Look, I don't kink shame. You can fly your freak flag however you want, as long as it's consensual. Don't give a fuck. And yeah, dude, that was absolutely on purpose. Every fucking minute of that dude's day is scripted in the public eye. There's no way that fucking 40 people didn't sign off on that and was like, yeah, you go show them. They're walking around with hats on that say Cuomo sexual. Give it to him, Andy. Yeah,
Give it to him, man.
Need a tight muscle shirt with some nipple rings, man.
right?
That's, nothing speaks professional more than that.
Give that motherfucker an Emmy. Or a Golden Globe. Was it a Golden Globe or an Emmy that they gave him? I think it was an Emmy.
Oh yeah, he was good. That was an Emmy.
Everybody remembers that, right? Andrew Cuomo, serial titty grabber and murderer of over 14,000 elderly New Yorkers due to ventilators and remdesivir. He got an Emmy talking to you about the COVIDs every day and not being Donald Trump. They gave him an Emmy for that and then kicked him out of office.
Yeah, I mean, that's just insane, to be honest.
In the span of like 10 months. I should check that. I should. From the date of the Emmy to the date of out of office. But I actually want to see what the decline is. This is going to be fun. We'll do it live.
Well, and then his brother lost his job over at CNN, didn't he? He got demoted. This is a Cuomo family tragedy.
Idiots. Both are idiots.
You think Mario's not still alive, is he?
It's like they both got into the same trouble. It's like, well, I guess it's a family problem now. Sex
Okay,
addicts.
so from the time that Andrew Cuomo received the Emmy till the time that he lost it, with November 21st, 2020 to August 24th, 2021. Now he resigned when? Just before that.
Well, it's like the first responders. See, they were heroes at first, and then a year later, they were pieces of shit for not taking the vaccine, right? I mean,
Yeah.
when we're politically done with you, we throw you into the bus.
Yeah, that's how it works.
That's what scumbag politicians, shitbag politicians, and political
Yeah.
parties do.
Well, yeah, it's one day you're my friend, the next minute you're putting me in jail.
I mean, one minute you're shaking Saddam's hand, and the next minute, it's
Bombing the shit out of him. No, wait. Let's fix that. 1 minute you're shaking Saddam Hussein's hand, the next minute you're sending him poison.
Donald Trump was shaking Saddam's hand when they were selling those chemical weapons back in the
Yeah.
80s. Yeah, I mean, it was good. We were friends.
Yeah, they sold him chemical weapons and then said, Saddam has chemical weapons. Like, yeah.
And he used them, and it was like, oh, look, he used them. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
He already used them. He used
What
them
a son of a bitch.
against Iran. Like, that's what I find so funny, too. It's like, they gave him the chemical weapons that he used against the war with Iran, right? And then years later, they say, Saddam has weapons of mass destruction. It's like, yeah, he does, because you sold it to him after Ronald Reagan's election.
Oh, you think he sold them to him? Conspiracy theory.
I mean, it's not a fucking conspiracy. No.
No, I know you're right.
That's a great Bill Hicks bit. You know the Iraqi military is the third most powerful military on the planet. Now, how do you know that? We check the receipts.
Oh, that's wonderful. No.
So in just under 9 months, Andrew Cuomo went from getting an Emmy for being the Cuomo-sexual that got us through, turning the nation into Cuomo-sexuals, the man who delivered your COVID daily briefing 9 months later from receiving that Emmy, less than 9 months later, by a couple of weeks, resigned as governor of the state of New York.
Standard for excellence.
You know what? New York seems to have a lot of bad
whole
governors.
fucking
You know what's I'm
full of
saying?
shit
I was gonna
bags.
say, what was his name? Was just he got debarred. What was his name? Fucking Trump's fucking lawyer. Ex-governor of New York.
Oh, Giuliani?
Yeah, Giuliani lost his. He's fighting that shit out in court right now. He fucking got debarred and all that shit. Yeah.
He got kicked off of The Masked Singer too.
I knew a lawyer. I was
You
friends.
always
I was
knew.
friends with a lawyer who got debarred. Oh my god! Talk about
Was that a
fucking.
lot of cocaine?
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, he was in. Yeah. The guy I knew, he was high in court, and the judge asked him if he was high, and basically told the judge everything he was thinking about him while he was high, and he shouldn't have said that in court.
Yes, I do in fact know that the Cuomos are going to pass that gubernatorial torch to Miss Sandy Cortez from the Bronx, well, from that neighborhood outside of Westchester or whatever the fuck it was. But Sandy, the Instagram influencer with a seat in Congress, she's going to the governorship in New York for sure, absolutely. 100%.
Yeah, Chicago and New York they seem to have a bad record of governors. Mayors, or whatever. Mayors, governors, politicians, same shit.
Both, yeah.
Yeah.
All of it, yeah. No, because the governor of Illinois is always corrupt as fuck too, man.
All of them, all the politicians in fucking Chicago or Illinois have been in fucking prison at one point or another.
Well, yeah, and that's just because it's corruption on so grand of a scale that it becomes national news. But any centralized system of power is only going to reward the most corrupt and sociopathic in it. It's how they all develop.
Yeah.
Which is why you should abandon the state.
Well, the way things are looking, you know, I hear inflation is, you know, it's here to stay, and shit ain't getting right.
Oh
you know, you might end up with
God.
three new countries very soon.
Bro, can we talk about that for a second? And just how insane Janet Yellen is, and how fucking fucked Jerome Powell is, and
Oh, I like this.
I mean, dude, no, seriously, because you're gonna raise interest rates up to 4.2 while you're doing quantitative tightening. While you're doing that, while you're devaluing the dollar, sure.
Yeah, but the problem is, and I've said this for years, and so have
With
other
40
people.
with
So
40
have other
years
people
old.
for the last 120 years. Why is America not printing out its own money?
It is.
No, essentially, it's not.
That's what-
It's we borrow money from an independent bank that's not. It's in cohorts with our government, but they are not our government.
No, Congress writes an appropriations bill. The president signs it. It gets kicked over to the Fed. The Fed types a series of numbers into Federal Reserve banks, and that's our money. It's fake. It's imaginary.
Yep.
It's fiat. It doesn't really exist.
Well, it's a credit system. It has no real value. Yeah, it's a credit system.
Yeah. What's a debit?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, debit. Yeah. There's no.
But did you see all what they've been trying to do with like passing all these crypto bills and everything? Like,
Yeah, I got warned too because I cashed out a lot this year, and they said you have eligible sales of crypto that are taxable, and I said, oh great, did I put in my KYC shit in that site? And they said half of them I did. I'm an idiot.
doesn't matter if you did or you didn't. As soon as you cash out through crypto, through Coinbase or whatever, that's it. Like,
Yeah. Oh god, I owe a lot of money on that stuff. God damn. Oh well.
well, look at your bright side, right? You don't have to pay as much taxes as I do.
Oh,
For
for me,
crypto.
for me, I'm not hurting, but I'm not like great. But I mean, that's still gonna take a dent out of my wallet. Yeah. Lost income is lost income. It comes out of somewhere in your life, some form or another.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, but you should have known that, like, when you're in your tax bracket, they take half of your income. You know?
Oh, I fucking know, dude. I know now. And
I think you could have asked me. Like, my dad complains of that every year.
but look, because because it was crypto gains, right? I didn't know if that counted as income, but apparently it does.
Yeah, it's taxable income. Yeah. Yeah. That when they put in the taxable property, oh, and it has a number value assigned to it. Oh boy, that ain't good.
It's a realized gain.
Right, but it's only a realized gain unless you sell. So if you sell and it's at a loss, you can actually claim a loss.
That's true.
But so what a lot of people have been doing with the loophole in crypto is because they can buy and sell at a loss. What they've been doing is they've been selling all their cryptos that were down at a loss, right? And then immediately buying it back because there's a wash trading rule currently.
So, but what if you made your gains in like Singapore, but you cashed out in the United States? How do they know?
Technically, you have to pay the tax in Singapore.
I ain't doing that shit. I ain't doing that shit. Singapore don't give a shit. I mean, they do. Their government's uptight, but I'm not a citizen of Singapore. They ain't got shit on me. Not today.
I got hit with that one time it was a British index or something I got into, and there was a gain on it, and I had to pay the fucking British tax on that shit. That was the last time I ever did that.
Oh, that sucks.
But yeah, fuck this, man.
You know who are really bad about that? Are Australians too. On taxing too. Australia, they're pretty bad about that too.
Not as bad as the U.S. and IRS is. The IRS sees crypto and they see money signs in their eyes.
Why should we even pay them money? You know, they still have millions of tax returns that haven't been filed that haven't been paid out or even filed from.
One of them. They owe me money.
Yeah.
They owe me like $5,000 from last year.
And
So
go ahead.
what they want to do is put everybody on a ID me
Yeah.
facial rec system in order to access they want to go paperless. They want to go all digital, and they want you to do an ID me ID and facial rec scan in order to access your IRS account to access any services offered by the IRS.
Oh,
Right,
I've had an account with IRS ever since I've been in
The reason
trouble
being
with
for
them.
that,
Does not matter.
the
They're
reason
going
being
to
for
treat-
that, the reason being for that is because they want to cross-reference the facial ID recognition with crypto exchanges.
Yep.
I'm not kidding.
Yep. 100%. You're absolutely right.
I know I'm right. I have sources fucking everywhere, dude. I have sources that were down on the ground in Miami and watching IRS agents walk around and saying, "How do we fix?" Walking up to people and saying, "How do we fix this situation where people are money laundering in crypto?" They were asking people on the ground, IRS agents asking people on the ground in Miami at the crypto conference.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this shit's fucking funny. Well, it's scary, but it's also kind of funny.
It's funny because they can't do anything.
People are like, fuck it, I'm moving to El Salvador.
Yeah, well, they're gonna find a big surprise when they do that. It's a shithole.
Right. I'm gonna buy my own volcano. Mine my own crypto.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna buy a volcano. I don't even think they're on the sale for real estate. But I don't think you can buy volcanoes.
Yo, dude, if you can buy a tiger or a human, you can buy a volcano.
Look, all right, look. If you can buy a tiger or a human, buying a tiger or a human is one fucking thing. Those are both legal fucking markets, right? Buying a fucking volcano.
Who's checking the deed on a volcano?
I shouldn't fucking laugh because human trafficking and animal exotic trafficking is a real thing. But the way you put it, I mean, fuck.
Right. No, that's my superpower.
Your superpower is making things that aren't funny.
Yes. Yes, it is. It's a gift. It's a gift. It is. Or there are people who get paid millions of dollars a year to do that. Here I am giving it away for free. I'm a fucking humanitarian, AK.
Only it's slow news day.
Right? 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 The love and the loves.
Well, that's one way to put it, right?
Oh fuck, man. Corey Morningstar is coming back on the show tomorrow, and I'm very happy about that.
Who?
Corey Morningstar. She's a journalist who has been focused on destroying all of the limited hangout NGO fucking goblin billionaires behind all of the push for like the green new future and the sustainable development goals and all that stuff that is essentially like imperialism and slavery wrapped around in a nice green bow. So it's mostly dick jokes tomorrow is what I'm getting at. Pull up for that.
Gotcha. So basically, you guys are going to be attacking the Intercept and what's that other one? Grace? What is it?
Gray Zone?
Yeah, that one.
Gray Zone has actually been publishing some good. Alex Rubenstein has a piece in there today that that is a bunch of like very good information for that audience has never seen before. Blumenthal has been running like against the narrative since September, October of last year. Lost some friends over at Ben Norton, left the Gray Zone. I don't think Aaron Mate publishes there anymore. He's doing Useful Idiots with Katie Halper now. Anya Parampro has been raising a baby, but I interviewed her yesterday on a panel with Alex Rubenstein's co-host at Pro Democracy Pod, Mila Goriev, and I hope I'm getting her name right. Goriev. I don't know. There's a. Now I'm too white. And Amber King from Roar Media, and it was badass. The Convo Couch did a whole like day of panels of people that were like on the left that were pushing back against the mainstream narrative on this and asking some questions. There were some interest. Ryan Christian, Last American Vagabond, was on a panel with Max Blumenthal and Kim Iverson and Fiorella Isabel hosted it. It was fucking banging, really. Very interesting. Steve Kirsch, Tim Canova, Pasta, and Jimmy Dore. Yeah, it was good. It was good. I don't know. I have lots of thoughts about the Gray Zone, and I have lots of public criticism of their previous work. And I also have a couple on-camera and in-person conversations with Max and with Anya over the last...
Look, all right. Like, I'm not going to say they don't do good work, but some things it's questionable. It's questionable because, number one, Max Blumenthal's father is Sydney, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
Look, right? I'm not saying if your father is an asshole, you have to be a fucking political asshole. But when you have those ties and connections, it's very like suspect, you know.
100%, and I don't discount any of that. I am very glad there's an outlet that's in that space that for the last 5 months has been pushing back against the official narrative on a number of different things, and it's cost them a lot of readers, and it's cost them, coworkers, friends, and shit like that. And again, man, look, I'm looking at it in terms of what is most beneficial towards getting people to recognize certain realities about their government. And I'm trying as hard as I possibly can to be on the side that is the side of where the information is. I'm not trying to make this a personality contest. I'm not trying to make it about previous work, because if I did that, or previous fucking to who you fucked over a year ago or 2 years ago, or who you ripped off, or fucking anything like that, dude, because journalism's dirty as fuck, and I know it. I'm not gonna put the sins of the father on the son fully, And what I'm saying is in the moment, I don't give a fuck. Dude, I'm glad they're putting out good work on this. I'm glad Jeremy Lafredo is writing out of there. I'm glad that Alex Rubenstein gets published through there.
Look, I just wanted to say, look, when it comes to journalism and everything, most of our independent outlets are dead. Action Sports is basically dead. They're selling. They can't. There's no way for them to keep things going and pay writers anymore. Right. That's why I stopped writing for them. But I gave them resources to try to help things go and help them continue. Because look, the money is not in independent journalism, and people need to eat and survive. Look, I was making $20 an article. That's nothing, and the amount of time that I put into those articles. And the amount of time that I put in to even writing them and researching them and everything, $20, that's not a lot, man. That's nothing. And it really came down to it where I was working 8 hours, 16 hours sometimes on one article or more. And I just couldn't do it anymore. I was getting $20 paid, and that was it. And I was like, look, man, I can't do this anymore. This is, not to put them on blast about how much they were paying me, because they gave me other opportunities, and they tried to help me out a lot of times. So I'm very thankful to them, but I just couldn't continue doing it. So I had to find other work, and that's why I jumped into the blockchain industry, because I saw it booming, and I was like, well, fuck, man, this is a brand new industry. It's going to be easy to find work into and to work and actually establish myself. So journalism, everything is dying. Independent journalism is dying because we got ad blocked by all of the big advertisers, and Proper Not put us all on a list. All the independent journalism websites got put on a list.
Oh yeah.
And there's another site that put us on a fucking list. And then they went beyond that and put us onto an ad block list. So they fucked us all over. And look, man, We Are Change. Luke is still going.
Well,
but he's not making any. He's not making any money. He's not making much money from We Are Change. I can tell you that.
I know.
So he's just surviving based off of Hive earnings and based off of donations at this point.
And whatever he gets for being Tim Pool's butt dog.
True. Yeah, I'm not too happy about that, but I knew Luke and Tim were always friends, so is what it is. But
I'm using that particular phrase because I think it's fucking hilarious. But no, dude, it's if they were on the road together, Luke would be opening, and that's cool, dude. That's cool. It is. I'm glad that he's able to fucking even be able to still have a platform in this space. I do think that he does do some valuable things.
Yeah, I was more so talking about Tim. I have some very bad.
Yeah, no, that guy gets to suck my whole dick. Fuck that guy.
What is it? The cat that bothers you? Or the bald head? What is it?
No, it's the Fed thing.
That's the whole entire thing, man. It's the cat situation. Like, that's fucked up. It's the Fed thing that was going on. The fact that he admitted to taking a payment to not do journalism for a few years, like.
I feel like we do this on this show like every 4 months.
On, man, because it's like, look, all right, like, you did certain things in your past that are fucked up, right? So you should be fucking exposed for it every couple months. I mean, it's ridiculous. Look,
Why should he get a pass, man? Why should we give him a pass?
Oh, I don't think anybody that
fucking exceptional work.
The counter narrative gets a pass on this. Tim Pool's been part of the counter narrative for almost a fucking decade now.
He did exceptional work during Occupy. I won't fucking take that away from him, right? But then there's a point where he switched, and that point where he switched, and he started hanging around with white supremacist folks and everything, and saying like it's nothing. It's like, no, dude, like you're literally associating with these people.
Well, there was a point in Occupy where he went from doing really good field fucking guerrilla journalism to getting right up in the space of all of the fucking unofficial like organizers and broadcasting their shit. And that's different. That's way different, and people fucking forget that, or they choose to forget that, and that shit happened. And like, there was a noticeable fucking like meteoric rise to what is Tim Pool when he stopped filming cops all the time and started filming activist private fucking conversations under the guise of, well, we're outdoors, so it's a public place, so I can film. When they're like trying to handle some business, clearly not wanting to be filmed. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody wants to go back in time and fucking show me that none of that shit happened, dude, I'm willing to go on that walk with you.
Yeah, there's a lot of states that have they have recording laws. Chicago, California is a little more dicey. You can record video, but with consent. Audio is not with or without consent. So, but you can do video without consent. I think in a business setting or something like that. There's a little more stipulation here, but Illinois, it's not even a. I don't even think you're allowed to record somebody without their consent.
Yeah, no, you're right. So what I'm going to say is going to be controversial as fuck. My former friend, before she went all crazy anti-Islamic, Laura Loomer, she was not locked up. She was charged with something like that for recording inside of a building. I think it was in Florida, and she was working with Project Veritas at the time. No, I have no more Project Veritas. That's all I just want to say. Before,
that's shock and awe. I don't really shock and awe kind of journalism. I really don't. It's like you're trying to prove a point, and at the same time, like, what are you doing?
Well, look, Project Veritas has done some good things, but a lot of it's been biased, right? Now, what they did with that COVID released email, or not COVID email, the function email with Dr. Fauci, right?
What about all this shit? What about all this shit they did with the Twitter execs when they went to them with the bar, started drinking with them, and then the Twitter exec starts one of the programmers starts spitting some shit about the way that they're searching. It's like, were you there drinking with him and recording him, Or were you there doing investigative journalism at the same time, not and being really sneaky about it? You know,
Well, no, part of their shtick is the catfish. Part of their shtick, like part of their how they get information is they'll have undercover
Girl. Yeah,
journalists
yeah.
go swipe right on somebody who works for CNN or who works for fucking whoever, and they'll go on a few dates with them, and they'll fucking secretly film that. And that's
Really?
the fucking,
that makes
Oh,
sense.
yeah,
That makes sense why the Twitter thing was like in a bar. It didn't make any sense to me how like that guy got in there with talking to that guy. I was like, there's something a little off
Yeah.
about that.
It was
Yeah,
a good
no,
looking
and it's
chick.
always in a public space like that. It's usually somewhere where you're allowed to record without consent. Um, like they've been to court a bunch. They've done all that shit. But no, AK's correct, dude. They're partisan as fuck, and they can really spoil some shit. And they get so mad when people rightfully discuss the treatment that James O'Keefe has received throughout the years, but especially over the Ashley Biden diary thing, without mentioning Julian Assange. You know, it's like, dude, there's a direct correlation because the targeting of journalists is ramped up
Yeah.
ever since we got fucking trafficked out of the embassy. It's going on 3 years now. Craig
Yeah.
Murray's already been to fucking jail and got out because of being Julian.
Isn't that fucking crazy? Isn't that crazy that he's already been in jail and got out by now? And yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, you know, James O'Keefe, right? You know, he does some good work, but most of it's biased, right? But I don't wish anybody to be raided by the fucking FBI for publishing a story like that's insane. So publishing DoD emails gets you raided. Well, I mean, you can expect that, right? You publish any type of government documents, you're going to get raided for it.
But just being an activist and a journalist at the same time is enough to get you a forever sentence. You can ask Mumia about that.
Well, now, how does the New York Times know that he's going to get raided, though? See, there was other collusion going on.
Yeah, no, that's crazy too. That's crazy too.
Well, people talk. People talk. No matter if you tell them you can't fucking talk about this, people talk. Like, and there's no way to fucking find out who said that to a journalist, right?
Well, there's what Alamo's alluding to, and what's been discussed is that there are tips, and there are scheduled releases of information.
Right.
And what the Times received was more. If I'm not, unless I'm overstepping, Alamo, you could tell me if I'm talking crazy.
No, that's like the CNN being in there when Roger Stone got arrested.
Yep.
Somebody who knows information about the warrant is leaking the info.
Yep. Absolutely.
And so I don't know, man. I mean, and again, I've said this a lot. I'm really, I'm really like happy with a lot of the work that Project Veritas has done over the last couple of years, and they've taken some of the like nauseatingly partisan shit out of their reporting. Prior to that, not so much. Pretty heavily one-sided, and a lot of it, selectively put together for maximum.
If you didn't have a reputation of constantly attacking the DNC without attacking the RNC and hanging out with the RNC people, right? It would be a different story. But since you do have a reputation of just attacking the DNC and siding with the RNC, yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem because you're not being a journalist. You're being a prostitute, biased piece of shit that is
you're being a
propaganda.
partisan hack.
Yeah. You're putting out propaganda. You're putting out propaganda against the other party, essentially.
Yeah, you're doing opposition research and hit pieces, and that's
Yeah.
fucking bullshit. That's you being part of the machine. They stepped out of the machine quite a bit.
Well, that's what I wonder
And
too. If they were actually paid for opposition research. Because look, I'm not gonna lie. I've had fucking people come to me and ask me to do opposition research. I turned them down because I'm not a fucking political hack. But I know what goes on. I know that they contact people for political
Oh, yeah.
research. And they look for some of the best researchers out there. And look, they've done a lot of good research. So I know if I've been contacted, I know they've probably been contacted about it. And since they've been hanging around with the RNC, I want to know, have they been paid by the RNC for political research or political opposition research?
well, I mean, if they were, it's nowhere they can disclose in their financial.
Why wouldn't it be disclosed in their financials?
Because
Campaign funding.
Legally have to be?
I
Yeah,
mean,
opposition research for your campaign.
yeah.
So that doesn't. So opposition research doesn't have to be legally disclosed. What?
It does by vendors, so I guess they could theoretically there could be like a nebulous web of fucking shell companies and shit that wound up at Project Veritas. But I don't know if those things exist. I don't.
Right. It's speculation what we're saying, but I'm just saying like because they've hung around with the RNC and they've been directly attacking the DNC constantly. And look, I hate the fucking DNC as much as I hate the RNC, but the fact is, they were hanging around with the RNC. I'm not hanging around with the RNC or hanging out with the DNC and attacking the RNC. You know, like I'm attacking both of them. So, I mean, I just want to know if they've actually been paid for political research, political opposition research, because they're constantly attacking the DNC.
Well,
Right.
okay. Well, let's look at it. Let's look at it this way. Let's look at it this way. They're volunteering the opposition research in the same way that the Intercept volunteers opposition research when they go after a private military contractor or some Republican scumbag or whatever, and they get kickbacks. They get kickbacks in the form of private donations from either the spouses of people that lead the RNC and the DNC, or all of their lower level staffers pay a certain amount of money. It's a self-perpetuating ecosystem without a direct paper trail that allows them to do other stuff, be confrontational to the party itself from time to time, or at
I
least
didn't even think of that.
critical of it.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. Like donations, right? So donations both through PayPal or not PayPal, both through money, like fiat money, and also crypto donations.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
And-
the paper trail to say that it was opposition research. That is genius.
I mean, it makes sense. I don't know for a fact that it's true, but that's how I would do it.
Well, it's like political money. You can't do it through certain channels, but then you just form a pack and you can do whatever you want.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
It
true.
was a trick.
yeah. But I mean,
I mean, honestly,
Veritas is a donor, donor-funded operation.
No, absolutely, absolutely. No, it makes sense. Like, and like it's not traceable. It's not provable, right?
Right. So if anybody out there is looking to wash some money, Slow News Day would love to accept donations. Just throwing it out there. Throwing it out there. We got plans and goals.
Yeah, I'll help you guys out when Somi launches, and we can push that. Actually do good for the world and push a better social media. Which should be this month, actually, to be honest, if all goes according to plan.
Oh man. Yeah, things can get held back in the launching a
Look, development fucking takes time. You know, you run into pitfalls in development, and it doesn't help that when you're developing a website or an application that you have an advisor who tells you these are good development. These are good devs, right? And the devs suck so bad that their code is like E plus, and I'm not kidding on that. And on top of that, they were his poker buddies. So, you know, we had to scrap the fucking platform. I know I've been talking about this for like years, man. But, you know, we've done a lot of work, legwork, behind the scenes, connecting with a lot of influencers and a lot of fucking celebrities and everything. And they all seem to be on board with this and pushing this and actually... like serious about bringing their followers over there because they hate Facebook and they hate Twitter. So we've got a good shot here to do this.
Well, groovy.
Now
I hope it works. I
Going
do.
down.
I hope it works.
What did you say, Alamo?
Now's the time. Facebook's going down, man. Put the dagger in the heart.
I got a funny story too. I don't know if I should say this or I can say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. And somebody very high up in Facebook actually contacted us and said they wanted to be an advisor on the project.
That's funny. That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
Somebody from Amazon did the same thing. So I think personally, I think they're very scared about what we're building. Because we're building real decentralized social media. We're building it where you can choose to earn on any network that you want, and you can cross-post to any social media site, both traditional and alternative. So, and also earn a post on Somi itself. So we're building something that hasn't been done before in terms of social media. Nobody's done that, and I don't understand why. Why wouldn't they build it into Twitter where you can cross-post to Facebook? They're partners, right? The API's there.
I mean, you're different companies. I mean, that's where it kind of ends. You have a different product, even though it's the same, whatever you put, same niche or industry. But
yeah, but there's so many ideas that Twitter and Facebook could have actually tied into their social media sites that they didn't do. And it's like, why didn't they do something so like simple and so easy?
Well, and you know, it's like sharing media. I mean, it's like, why can't you share links? I mean, they block everything. And I guess their traffic's down. So what you did it to yourself.
Well, that's what fucking pisses me off too. All this censorship going on, man. That's why I actually wanted to do this, and I've been working at it for 5 years. I mean, since I started working on this, the censorship has gone up like through the fucking roof.
Oh yeah.
Before it was just us. It was us in the media, in alternative media, getting censored, right? That's when I first started even working on this. Was after the adpocalypse shit that happened, and now I mean we're seeing like information censored. Like we saw Facebook remove just this week data that contradicts the pharmaceutical companies. Hold on, I have it right here. British Medical Journal attacks Facebook after removing their article that showed that the date integrity issues with the Pfizer vaccine trial. So there's a British Medical Journal that is attacking Pfizer, saying that there's a problem with your dates, that you say that you had a trial.
Well, we can't let that get out, can we? I mean, we need to shut that down.
Well, that's Facebook. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Here's
I mean, it's real easy. It's like, oh, we don't like that. We're big companies, and we can take care of you.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's not disclosed. right? Here's the thing that's not disclosed. Does Facebook have an interest in Big Pharma? Is there a conflict of interest in Big Pharma? Are they taking any funding from Big Pharma? Is there any pharmaceutical company or anybody involved with a pharmaceutical company funding Facebook? You know,
It's the same with like Fox News. It's like, or any of these media companies taking so much ad money from the pharmaceuticals, they almost have to kiss their ass.
Yeah, taking so much. They take money from pharmaceutical companies. They take money from VCs, like Goldman Sachs. So they can't report on anything bad that Goldman Sachs does. Like, yeah, it's ridiculous, insane corruption. You ever see Anchorman 2? that clip about how what was it, plane wheels or something? I can't fucking remember it off the top of my head. But basically, it was like faulty plane wheels or faulty engine or something like that of the planes. And they were sponsoring the segment or something like that, and they cut off the segment. That's the type of shit that goes on, man.
Well, you used to have governments that were on top of stuff like this. They had antitrust and monopoly laws that they would enforce, but it doesn't look like they're interested in that anymore. I mean, you have all this corruption and monopolization going on, and nothing. The government's just kind of handed everything over. They don't give a shit. The big companies let them do whatever they want. Companies are people too. They have rights. So what's the ETA on this
What?
platform expansion?
On what?
On your platform expansion, what's the ETA on?
What, actual marketing?
No, man, we're going to keep it to Facebook. We're going to bury them.
Look, man, burying Facebook. I'm not saying we're going to bury fucking Facebook. I'm saying, we're going to build a viable alternative that is actually going to grow very fast. We could probably get 3 to 5 million users by the end of 2022. That's a rough conservative estimate considering all the big agencies and everything that we're working with. And I can't disclose those agencies or anything because that would put me in trouble. But working with a lot of the big talent agencies and influencer talent agencies and celebrity talent agencies and stuff like that. There's companies that are specifically made for startups, where they take in influencers and they help build companies, and that's kind of where we're at right now. Is we're getting ready to market, and we should start marketing sometime this month, but it might be delayed until early March, depending on the devs. I mean, we're waiting on integration of wallet features, integration with Skrill and Tipalti to integrate cashing out features so users can come in and even if they don't know anything about crypto, they can cash out directly to fiat and into Skrill or Tipalti's wallets. So, I mean, there's so many earning potentials and everything here for the users that we think that we're going to grow rather rapidly. Because we're giving more money to you than YouTube or any other platform has done. YouTube takes a huge cut, right? We're giving post rewards, and then we're also giving the ability for watch rewards, so you earn when you're watching a video. And then we're also doing ad share. So you can come in and you can get 50% ad share. And that's a lot more than what YouTube gives. YouTube Super Chat, they take like 60%.
Yeah, YouTube. I think takes way more than that, don't they?
No, super chats. Super chats take like 60%. I don't know about the actual ad revenue that they take. I know the super chats they take 60%.
Jesus.
But yeah, I mean, once we democratize the ability for users to interact directly with advertisers, where we're just taking a small cut and then using that to buy back the token, and then on top of that, we're using some of it for profit for the company itself, right? Once we do that, and we give most of the revenue back to the users, it's game over for big social, man. Like, who wouldn't want to actually earn money just using social media?
Oh yeah, Twitter's in decline too, and it has nothing to do with that. It's just like negative growth. I mean, it doesn't like once like the real list was posted. I didn't realize it was that low. How many real users there were on Twitter?
Yeah. Like, here's the thing, right? People think that social media is already a game that has been conquered, right? Facebook they said they had like 1 billion users or 2 billion users. I forget what the fuck it was, but I don't take them seriously, to be honest. They faked numbers on video ads. If you remember that one, that was a big scandal. I don't trust their numbers, to be honest. Twitter, they say they have 230 million? 250 million? Somewhere around there, right? That's not a lot of... That's a good, decent size, right? But it's not a lot of people. Like, it's not as much as everybody thinks. Now, I'm not saying it's going to grow to 50 million users fast, right? Overnight, but it's a possibility we could take the market share from Twitter and Facebook. I mean, like, we're offering a better product. Plus, we have all these partnerships and everything. I don't even understand that. Like, Twitter and Facebook, why don't they have, like, these huge partners or anything working with them? And why do... I don't understand. Like, we have all these partners and everything we're working with in the blockchain industry. And Facebook and Twitter, they don't have any partners, integrations, or anything like that. I just don't get it. Like you said, it's two different companies, but I just don't understand. Like, better.
No, yeah, dead air.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, we only got like 15 minutes left. I gotta go after that.
Gotcha.
All right.
Well, shit.
Did you hear about the hacker? Did you hear about the hacker that tried to that claimed he took out the DPRK internet? Yeah, this is on CNET, and I have a feeling I know who this guy is. That's the screen name sounds familiar. And if it is what I think it is, I can tell you one thing: that article is full of shit.
Is it Jet again? Because he did it last time, and I was like, oh my god, you could have started a fucking war, dude.
No, this is somebody. Yeah, we might both know, but no, it's not him. No, it might be a friend of his.
Oh Lord, man.
Yeah.
Here's the last fucking time that he did that, I was like, bro, why?
They don't even use the internet. What are you talking about? They're only. What are you talking about? Like the whole economy is.
Internet, dude. He took out their power. He gave them a blackout.
Yeah, that's what that was in this. Yeah.
It's the same fucking guy. Why, bro? Why, my friend? Why are you going after North Korea for fun?
They only have 21 websites, and they're all like on fucking Windows 3.1, Windows 98 or something. Why are you doing this?
Bro, they're gonna launch a fucking rocket at us because of you fucking hacking their internet and power. I mean, it was
you'll get
it was the first time.
you'll get one pissed off North Korean, and he has his finger on the red button. Boom.
Look, it was funny the first time when you actually took out their power. Look, I won't lie, I fucking laughed my ass off. Couldn't believe it. And then RT confirmed it, and then some others confirmed it, and then reached out and talked to me. And I'm like, yo, I didn't do this. I don't have no idea.
Dude,
Oh,
I seriously remember being in this chat room. I remember I told you about this story where somebody dumped me into a chat room and I was sure as hell I was surrounded around CIA people, and they were talking about like taking out Democratic People of Republic of Korea's websites, and I was just like, a nuclear war would start. And here was the weird part. Nobody was willing to do anything, and they wanted me to do it. And I'm like, wait. So like, none of you guys are gonna do this? And like, I like when everybody was sleeping, what I thought would be an appropriate time when I thought everybody was sleeping, I dipped out of the chat room. I was like, yeah, everybody in there is a fucking spook. And
bro, that's so fucking funny.
like why? I'm like, taking out North Korean websites would probably start a nuclear war, and I don't know why. Like they only have 21 websites, but I don't know how reliant they are on the internet, which I don't think they really are. But I'm just saying that yeah, if Kim Jong found out about that and he finds some like weird ass IP, he'll just attack America for like no goddamn. Look what happened after the interview.
No. He'll have somebody triangulate on your IP address, and you're using a fucking VPN. He has no idea, and he'll send a fucking nuke to the VPN.
Yeah, probably.
Oh shit, man, that's hilarious.
Yeah, I was looking
Why?
at chat room.
Why? Stop. Leave North Korea the fuck alone, man. Just stop. We don't want to get fucking exploded. Look, China released a fucking lab experiment already. We don't need North Korea to get involved. Oh, fuck. That shit is hilarious, though, to be honest.
Kim Jong reminds me of that kid in class that you never, you always threaten he's gonna kill you, but you never know if he really is. He's like, okay, maybe I'll just leave him alone. Maybe he'll just like shut the fuck up, and then he doesn't, and then you confront him on it, he shuts up, and then he does it again. Reminds me of one of those guys. You never know what the hell he's gonna do.
Yeah, that's a pretty good description, to be honest. I mean,
he was educated in Switzerland, right?
no, but that's dangerous.
Yeah. He was under some fake fucking name. From age like 4 to like 18 or 21, he was educated in Switzerland. Same with his sister.
Well,
His
it's good to
sister's-
hear all those North Koreans are getting good education like that.
His sister's actually worse than her brother. Her sister created mass genocide or killed a whole village once.
What?
Yeah, she did.
Right.
Yeah, she did. Seriously.
How?
She ordered them because apparently they were doing something she didn't approve of, so she ordered the whole village to be killed.
What?
Yeah,
Coming to America.
she's ruthless. It's not the first time I've heard about weird stories about her killing people.
Yeah.
That's insane.
She's fucking, yeah, she's worse than Kim. She's actually like really twisted. I mean, in the head, she likes killing people or something.
And they told us when the females would get in charge that this wouldn't happen anymore. Promise.
Oh, you went there.
I was gonna say this is no normal girl. This girl's got a few loose bolts. This is not a normal girl. This is a serial killer in the form of an attractive Asian female. She's actually is pretty attractive looking too. That's the bizarre part.
That's the scary part.
Yep.
Those are the kind of chicks you like, Tyler.
Yeah, I know the serial killer kind,
Right.
right? You might wake up one day, you might not the next. Don't piss her off. Or she'll create genocide.
It could still be love.
Oh, God. I don't even know how she sleeps at night. Probably well, because she probably is a serial killer.
But hey, you can always say you know world leaders. I mean, because of the talking points.
Yeah. So I guess nothing happened from the Russia-Ukraine standoff. Am I correct?
Nothing so far.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, nothing's gonna happen. It's a fucking. What do you call it? Both sides are mad dogging each other. That's it.
I mean, typically over there, you got to wait till after the spring because it gets muddy, and then you got to let the ground harden up a little bit, and you can move your tanks.
No, it's actually a Russian attack would actually happen usually in the winter. So they know the other side can't survive the winter, but they're both in fair. Well, I don't know Ukrainians' weather. I've only been to Russia. I don't really don't know the weather in Ukraine. I don't know how it is over there.
But it wouldn't be the first time they've been at war. I mean, Europe's like back and forth. I mean,
Yeah, Moscow does because I've only been to Moscow. Just Moscow doesn't get as cold as the rest of the country. I don't know how cold it gets.
There was an incident though where the RAF intercepted and escorted Russian strategic bombers the other day.
Oh yeah, that happens all the time. Well, yeah, they're always testing the airspace. Like, hey, you want to go piss off some? Want to go piss off some Westerners? Let's go fly on their borders. Okay, let's go fly on the borders. Piss them
They
off.
don't normally. I mean, they don't normally fly strategic bombers. They usually fly just jets.
They do it all the time on. They do it all the time on the Alaska. The weird land bridge is between Alaska and Korea.
Well, yeah, they do it. They do it for like drills and stuff. But this wasn't a drill. This was just a flyover. And it's normally not strategic bombers. It's normally jets that they use when they do the flyovers. But I mean, the strategic bombers, it's kind of sending a message.
Yeah.
Did you guys see real quick? Did you guys see the hazmat suits at the Beijing Olympics?
I
And
did.
how, and how nobody can be there but the Olympians? No crowds?
What? Who said
if you
this?
come
Yeah.
in and leave, you can't come back in.
I heard they have robots making all the drinks.
No, I mean, that may be the case in a couple of spots, but the video that I saw was the bartender was in a full-on hazmat suit mixing the drink. And then there was like another person in a hazmat suit that was sweeping a totally empty fucking bar. And then there was another, like, there was a chocolate fountain that somebody not in a full hazmat suit, but like multiple masks and gloves and a face shield and shit, kept like running up to people trying to get them to sample, but they're constantly sanitizing the fucking everything to the point to where people are like slipping on the floor and shit because there's this just like permanent layer of gelatinous goo.
Oh yeah, did you like the
Sanitizer.
did you like the Chinese solution for sterilizing? They just spray whatever fucking chemical in the air.
Right?
Yeah, that's their version of sterilization. We just spray, aerosol bleach on everything. It doesn't do any harm to the environment or whatever, other than it's completely toxic to the surrounding environment.
very kill them all and let God sort them out approach for the nation of relative non-religious or at least non-Judeo-Christian.
I'm gonna say that's gonna end up in the water supply eventually. Good luck with that one.
How do you think you get a Yao Ming?
Yo, is it me or you people your hair turning bleach blonde? What kind of water are you guys drinking?
We got to keep the slaves scared in an authoritarian system.
Is it me or is this water bleaching my
Scared
skin?
sheep. Authoritarian governments need scared sheep.
Yeah. And what's up with these Voyager fucking ads, dude? AK, do you know?
Voyager.
Voyager ads?
Yeah, on Twitter, they're fucking getting weird, dude.
I haven't seen the Voyager ads, to be honest. Like, here's the thing.
Oh, they have this what the fucking Baron von Doge fucking as their fucking as their ads. They're just getting weird, and I see one just pop up right now for a fucking owl.
Look,
They're fucking strange.
Okay, so I mostly get like crypto.com ads, and I mostly get Coinbase. So I don't know how you're getting Voyager ads unless you were looking up the word Voyager.
No, I don't. I actually deleted it a long time ago off my fucking phone. There's no use for it.
Oh, you downloaded the app.
Long time
Okay,
ago.
okay, all right. Well, so I'll tell you how this works. So you download the Voyager app, right? There's something in it that talks to either Twitter or Facebook or whatever. They share data with each other, right? So you signed up for an account with Voyager. They see that you also have a Twitter account, so they're going to put you ads.
I left Voyager because like I was on this waiting list for like half a year, so I said, "Fuck this."
Well, that's how the advertising stuff works, man. And that's what I want to change. That's why, with Somi and everything, that's what we want to change. We want to change this landscape of where people are just being preyed upon by ads, and they don't understand how all this stuff works, right? So people think that advertisements
Oh yeah, guys,
are
we gotta cut off in like 2 minutes.
Gotcha.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
But people think that ads are innocent, right? But I mean, what they've been doing all this time is just harvesting data and sharing it with third-party companies and everything. And the third-party companies taking a cut, such as Voyager or Crypto.com or whatever the fuck, they take a cut from the ads that Twitter runs or Facebook runs or whatever, and then they feed ads to their users. So I mean that's how everything works. I mean, you sign up an account there, your email address that you use to sign up, connected to your Twitter account, right? There you go.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah,
Hey, we're your pets and politicians.
yeah. We got to do the anonymous PSA, but yeah, I mean that's how it works, and that you get fucked over and all these Voyager ads. I haven't gotten any.
Yeah. All right, we got like 1 minute. Anybody say what they wanted to say?
Make sure you spay and neuter all politicians, royals, and shitbag. For sure, the shitbag politicians.
You forgot the fucking shitbags of the most, the lobbyists. Holy shit!
Well.
All right, with that, I'll roll out.
Oh man.
I hereby declare this to be an unlawful assembly.